Well, what can I say? Yesterday was absolutely epic. I keep saying that word, but I keep having epic days, I'm afraid. Going for a drive in Swampy, going on Pete's road trip to Manor Park. Hello to Manor Park if you're watching. Hi. Yeah, getting this baby running. It's not the smoothest. I need to sort out wiring. I need to sort out the carburetor. And I need to sort out those flaps there. So I've got another carburetor at home. I may be able to use that. Wow, I didn't realise that connection was so wrong. Okay, so I need the correct fitting for that. But yeah, TeeCee ran very loudly. Now to do some more welding. So I need to disconnect that battery. In today's video, I am making another one of these. Now this, if you don't know, if you haven't seen the previous videos, goes underneath the driver's seat where the mount is, which I made. You will see that in a previous video. I'll put a link in the description up there. Now this is the passenger side. Now it's very rusty, yes. I ground off the rest of these old knackered old welds so it's flat. Use this steel here to make another one of them. Okay, so I've made both plates. As you've seen, one plate was already made. Made up this one today, and I've put in some drill holes in here because when you place it and when you put the plate underneath, you need to bolt it in, and then you need to spot weld these three just to give it some extra bite. Well, my friend John has just given me some hints on welding in this plate for the seat. The plate that goes underneath. The word. Now, I didn't know how to puddle weld, and I did it wrong before, so I had to re-drill these. So you've got to start from one side of the hole and work your way along, pause in the hole, and then carry on a bit after the hole. So then it's welded. So yeah, that I did that one and that one. John did that one and that one just to show me what I needed to do. But yeah, now this side is done, I can move on and do that one over there because that needs to be done. And then after that, I can paint this floor. So I'm going to try and do this on camera and you can see what I'm doing. You have to start from about 5 mil away from the hole, work towards the hole, fill the hole, you have to pause and then carry on. Now these holes are slightly bigger than what were on the other side, I think because I've done those. And yeah, just bring the core out a bit so I can see. You need to be able to see the puddle, which I think I might be a bit too long. I'll cut it down a little bit. Bear with me everyone if I miss it. You know, there's a possibility I could get this completely and totally wrong. There we go. We have what they call penetration. Now this corner here, there, I'm pointing underneath, why am I doing that, is not all that close to the body. So what I'm going to try and do, once I've done this weld, I'm going to try and push the plate up from underneath and try and weld it. I can see the metal moving through the hole. Every time I hammer it, it doesn't want to go, that's the problem. So, right, let's do this second one, shall we? And I just blew a hole. Poo. Fixed. You can hear it ticking because it's cold. Well, it's cooling down. It's starting to get windy now. Haven't had a windy day for a while. Let's hammer from underneath. If the camera jumps around, I do apologise. Well, it's a bit better. I think that's got it, you know. That's an awesome weld. You can hear it, can you? I don't know if you can hear it ticking. I'll zoom you in for the last one. Try and get your angle a bit better actually. No, I think you're pretty much in the centre of the screen. Okay. There we go. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Let's have a look underneath. Definitely penetrated through. And here comes the big test. Removing the bolt and hoping the plate has stayed in position. Because that's what I made a mistake with earlier. I tried to weld directly into the hole at an angle and I did it wrong. There wasn't enough power either. Oh, right, so it's loose. Let's see it. No. Ow, that's quite hot. Even the bolt is hot. Not going anywhere. Fabuloso. Awesome. There we go. That seat mount is now fully repaired. I'm going to zoom you out. And I'll lift the camera up and show you the other one, even though I've painted it. Because now I can paint this entire floor from start to finish. There you go, that floor, that section over there, look. That's all done. So yeah, it's not the prettiest, but it works. So yeah, getting closer and closer to getting this car done. And of course, huge thanks for Chris and Pete for coming around to get this TeeCee started. So yeah, it's really is good, and I'm enjoying it. There is of course the sill on that side to repair. That corner, we have the rear section, which I do need to get onto at some point. We have this hole here. We have the hole. We have the hole underneath the wheel well. I'll show you that in a second separate video. I need to move everything. We have the problems with the inner valance underneath here, and it's still in not the best shape, I'm afraid. The camera's not going to pick much up, but there's a hole there, look. Oh yeah, the colours, pictures just come in now, look. So that's the hole in the boot floor, but further up, hang on, I'm just going to adjust the camera stand, hang on, there we go. There, that bracket there which holds the bumper, unfortunately a piece of metal has fallen out of it, and that is above. You can see it there, look. So quite a bit of surgery is needed for the back end, unfortunately. But apart from that, oh yes, and the corner piece in there, that needs to be done. So overall, I mean, I've done a lot by sorting out the floor on the driver's side. I'll just turn the welder off. Yeah, sorting the floor on the driver's side and doing all the sill up there. Oh yes, there is a section underneath the rear of the sill that I need to look at. Almost forgot about that. And there's a small hole in the rear tub, wheel tub. This section is yet to be finished. And yeah, I need to use a pipe with some flat steel to create the shape for this. I need to get that off, I think, to do it, and then weld that back on. But there is a hole in it, so that needs repair, and I'm going to have to go back and look at some other Cortina videos to find out how to remove that section without ruining it entirely. I've seen I can get this entire panel online, but you can't get the bottom piece. You have to make that, by the looks of things. But I'm not an expert, as you are all aware. One thing which I was pleased about was the fuel line is now in its right location. Unfortunately, I don't have the clips. I need to go to Bresco and get those so it's clipped to the body correctly. So yeah, I will have to do that at some point. And there's numerous other little bits and bobs I need to do. Repainted the wheels, as I think I mentioned in a previous video. Hubcaps are not on just yet. I was going to lacquer the wheels, but I don't, to be honest with you, if lacquer gets chipped, then you've got to redo the entire thing. So I might just leave them silver as they are, and if they get chipped, just respray it silver. It saves having to rub everything down all over again. But I'm getting there, everyone. And I'm enjoying doing it. Morning, everyone. Saturday, 24th of April. A couple of days after TeeCee visited and got TeeCee up and running. But I've already been to the motor factors and got two things that I need to replace on this engine. Now, I can get the bonnet up. There we go. Hold it slightly with my head. And then try and get the arm in. Hang on. There we go. Oh, it's greasy. So I have new HT leads. Unfortunately, they're only in black, but never mind. Got a rocker gasket, and I didn't realise when I ordered it that it looks bigger than it actually is. You've got a narrow bit at that end, and as it works down, it gets wider because you've got this part of the engine. You've got to go over the top of that. So I didn't know that. So yeah, that's to be done later. But first, unsurprisingly, more welding. So today, oh sorry, the topic of welding is this. So I need to get this plate welded into there to strengthen the sill, and then I can do a bit more work in that corner. This is still a conundrum to me. I'm not too sure how to tackle this. I know that this comes off because I've seen Pete do it, but I can't remember which video. And then this comes off. but there's so much little left of it, which is kind of a worry. So do I just basically cut along there, and just try and get the thing off? I know I need to remake that section there. Camera won't focus properly. And that section there, and this bit here. So what I might try and do is just try and remake this piece in here, because it stops there, and that's a separate plate. And that it's wobbly, it's loose. So if I can remake this here, which means I need a pipe wide enough to do that, and a piece of steel on the end. So I'm going to measure that, measure that. Well, I've just cut that section out. I've made a piece to go across here. I've left that for a moment, even though it's mega weak. I had no choice but to cut this out, because the bottom there had like basically rotted away. It's just gone. So I'm going to cut that back out, because that doesn't need to, that's just wrong. Try and get something as close to this piece as possible and just curve it round and then weld it to the floor. So yeah, I'm going to have to make some modifications to this, sorry. So what I've done, I'll show you the plate that I took out, and I'll try and save it if I can. So that's the piece I made for the pipe shape going down, and this is the plate that I've removed. I'll just take it out there by so you can see there's the outer jacking point, and I'll try and save this if I can, but it needs welding here, but I've got to get that plate off the back, because that's the rotten bit, and that's the bit I need to manufacture to go back in the car. Grind it down and have a look. The gaps are welded. So that's from the underside, and that's from the outside. If it'll focus, which it won't. Damn phone. But you see what I mean. So what I'm going to do is grind these down, and I'm going to treat the plate with some rust killer. When Pete was here, we had a look at the fuse box, and there is quite a lot of corrosion there. So what I've done is I unscrewed it, pulled it out of its placing. As you can see, the two blocks, these are like squidgy rubber. I had to use like a pick to get them free. But unfortunately, when I took one of them apart, the corroded one literally came out on its own, completely destroyed. So yeah, new fuse box is in order. Apart from that, we have new HT leads fitted, so that should help somewhat. Today is 13th of May. I had a 2-week break from the car. Needed it, to be honest with you. I wasn't focusing very well, and I was struggling with this corner. But today, I have been rather busy. May not seem like a lot of work, but I have cut out this panel here because it had a hole here, nice big hole. This was rotten as well, the original one. So what I did was in the previous part of the video, I can't remember if it was in this video or the previous one. I can't remember, it's there somewhere. I made a plate to go in here and made it too big. But when I cut it down, it was just perfect for this here. So when the inner sill goes in, it's going to have something to line up with. So that will be useful. Sorry about the angle then. But yeah, it's I've welded up the floor. So that was helpful. That was good. Unfortunately, while I was away, the moisture got in and made the floor go rusty. Excuse me. So there is a leak coming from somewhere, and I do believe it's coming from the window rubber. I'm pretty sure it's coming from the window rubber. I also found another hole there as well, and I've got some rust coming up through here. So I'm going to have to look at that as well at some point. But yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a plate for this area here on there and come across that way, so I can cover that section and go out as wide as this one and have it coming down to meet up with this here. So it basically acts like a new sill piece, so that's going to be quite big. But yeah, it's I did struggle with this one, to be honest with you, but I'm glad I did it. So it's looking good. Second plate going in. Oh. Don't forget the earth wire. That's a big weld. Yeah, going through. Let's put the copper on the back of that one. Okay, let's weld over here. Not welding! Yeah. Yeah, that's hot. For some reason that isn't welding to the metal. And now my hammer melts. Yay! You can tell I've been away for a few weeks. It's going to pot. That's better. It's going a bit like an aero bar. As you can probably hear, it's raining. And that was on fire. I'm just going to let that sort itself out. Hopefully it's not on fire inside the car. But I have got the fire extinguisher, so that's not a problem. No, the inside of the car is not on fire. So that is a good thing. I don't think I'll need that there anymore. No, I don't. I think I'll put a weld in the bottom here. So that'll work. Sorry about the light inside the car. That's, hang on, I'll raise the tripod up slightly so that's giving you some glow. That's better. Up there. And then tighten that back down. See, all real time messing up, you know. This YouTube stuff isn't all it's cracked up to be with some people. Some people are really good at doing their filming and editing. Why would we want to be like everyone else? Hey, nice. Cooking some of the old sealant under there, look. That's not going anywhere, look at that. Certainly not pretty. Really is not pretty at all. Oh, I see a hole. No, I don't see a hole. Nice. Oh, I see another hole. Right there. That crackled quite severely. It's a wrong kind of weld. That's better. Oh. Clean that up with some with a grinder in a bit, I think. Is that another hole? Yep. Right, give that a wire brush. See how it looks. In the garage. Yay! Looking good. Okay, plate for the front of the car. Had to clamp it in and then draw from the back side of it. I think that's right. Hope it's right. Right, let's get cutting. And after that, start shaping. So I'll start shaping it there, and I'm going to continue round. Okay, so there we go. Gonna offer it up to the car and see how it looks. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the gas bottle to arrive, I thought I would clean up the choke flaps. There's the 4 screws, there's the flaps. I have put the bar in, but you can't attach it to that just yet because you need to be able to get the plates, the flaps in here first. It needs a C-clip on that end and a C-clip on this end, but very small. The one on that side is really small. So that one's not quite so bad, but I think I've got 2 that should fit. Oh, you beggar. Oh, you fecker. Now a package just arrived, which part I need for the car. Yeah, I got overexcited and opened the package. It's going to need a lick of paint. Oh, there we go. Hopefully that's okay. Needs a clean up, definitely. Pinto. Well, that seal looks okay. I'm going to leave that out, maybe. Smells like it's been in storage for a long time. Yeah, but there we go. That's the PCV box for the side of the engine. Hey, hey. Get it cleaned up. Get it painted. Okay, so I was going to talk about this earlier. Now, I put in some tacks across the top and tacks across the bottom. You really don't want to go any closer or any further apart than like 5 to 10 mil. It's usually a good idea to do that, and usually it's a good idea to use a dolly or even a brick, but anything that you can use on the other side of the piece of metal to hammer against is really a good idea. Okay then, end of the day for today. I have welded the jacking point back on. It could be the wrong angle, it could be far too out, but I'm not concerned because it will never ever be used. It is nice and solid. I might need to put a few welds in from the other side, but I would need to jack the car up and get the wheel off and going from behind. Done some more welding on the inside just to tidy it all up, and I need to go over, just need to go over those welds there